Too good.
Yo, I laugh every time we do it.
I know, because it's just that good, bro.
I'm just like, oh man, we're going.
Yeah, like, dude. Was it raining over where you were?
All day.
Really?
It's actually still raining right now.
Like bad thunderstorm, or is it like
Nah, it was like
whatever?
It was like gross out. It felt like what I think England feels like.
Oh, just like gloomy all the time.
Yeah, but it was like.
Do you like rain?
Say what?
I was gonna ask. Do you like rainy days?
I hate rain.
Really? I love rainy days. I think they're great.
Nah. I think I would like. I would like rain if you didn't have to work for a living.
What do you like? Just staying at home? Like that's the
because
reason why?
in my brain, a rainy day is good when you have nothing to do.
Well, that's what I mean. Like that's why I like rainy days. It's like it's a recharge day where like you don't have to worry about going outside. You can just stay at home. You can put on Netflix. You can get your whatever you need to do in the house done. That's why I like rain days.
But I work from home now, so like.
Oh, so
the feeling I can't enjoy it like that because I'm like. It's just gross to me. I don't like it.
True. Yeah. No, I've always enjoyed rain days, especially like when like the dark, like it might, this might sound weird, but like the darker the sky and like it almost feels like nighttime at like noon. Those are my favorite kind of rain days.
Nah. but I do think I prefer. I don't know if it's daylight savings or time going back, whatever the one is. But that I like the feeling. Okay, I like both. But like that like first week where the clocks either go backwards or forward and it's different. I like that when it's like in the winter season.
Oh, like you get like an extra hour of sleep.
Not necessarily to sleep, but the feeling of like, oh, it's dark earlier. Like that's kind of cool.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? To me,
No,
to me, it feels like when you like rearrange your bedroom.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like it's either like, oh, like the sun's out longer. It feels different. It's like those like beginning stages of fall or like summer that I like.
Yeah. That's true. Do you know? I'm going to tell you this right now. Do you know who called me?
Let me guess. Joel.
Yeah, he called me.
Joel, if you're listening to this, you don't call me no more. What's up, bruh?
Dang.
Yeah, that's right. I called you out on the podcast.
Well, he was listening to it because he was listening to our the story in with the drive-through.
Oh.
So like he was dying, and then he said, he's like, well, I got a story. And then he's like, do you remember the booster juice story? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, I do.
Wait. I don't
know if you...
Hold on. Don't tell me. Wait. I feel like I should remember this story.
You should. If you know it, don't say it, because if we bring Joel back on sometime, he'll tell the story. But
dang, I can't remember.
Oh, okay. So we'll save it. Joel, when we bring you on, you have to tell the story. Yeah,
that's annoying.
Because yeah, you'll have to wait.
I remember we have a booster juice story.
Yes.
But I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
It's something about you, though.
It is. It was when we were in Toronto. Oh. Ring a bell?
No.
Okay, then. Well, we'll have to wait. But no, I was at the gym, and then I just get a phone call, and it's Joel. And he's like, I just finished listening to the episode. And like I was dying when I heard like the drive-through story, because it's like it's so
true. Yeah, because he was there. Wait, you went to the gym today?
No, yesterday. Yesterday.
I was gonna say.
Sorry.
How you do that?
Yeah. So I got my vaccine.
But not fully though.
No, only one of it. So, which sucked because I thought that it was like, because for work, I only need a partial vaccination from what I understand. And then I have to be fully vaccinated by mid to late October. So I thought that's what applied for everything else. But no, apparently I need to be fully vaccinated to go to the gym. And I'm like, well, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just kind of in a lull now because like today I didn't work out. So like this is technically now one of my rest days. And now I kind of have to figure out what I'm going to do for exercising. Like I have my resistant bands downstairs. So I might start using those. And then it's just been cardio.
Go play ball.
Well, yeah, that too. Well, no, because Andreas and I finished chest day on Monday. And then we were going over to the ladies just to say, because we're like, well, or at least for him, he's like, well, I'm not getting it, so I'm gonna probably have to cancel my membership. Mm-hmm. So we went over and we talked to them, and super nice girls. And then to ask them, it's like, so are we going to have we're gonna have to cancel our membership because I'm partially vaccinated, he's not going to be. And then they're like, well, don't cancel it, just freeze your account for now, because if the mandates change going forward, you can just re-up it now, because if you cancel it and you might lose, like, for example, like the deal you have in terms of like payment, it might go up, it might go down, who knows. Yeah. Wow. So that's what they said, and they were super cool about it. And then she kept saying, it's like, if for some reason, like in December, it's still like that, you can just refreeze it every 3 months, which I'm like, oh, that's sick. That's really cool. Like in the sense that like, I don't have to be wasting money on the gym if I'm not going.
Yeah.
So it's nice like that, but it sucked because yesterday Andres didn't go because he wasn't feeling well, but I went because I'm like, I need to at least get in one more gym day before I can't go anymore. Yeah.
We went to a restaurant yesterday as like the last
goodbye.
Even though technically patios are open, but like, you know, like the feeling of like,
yeah, being like, well, I don't know. Yeah.
So
how was that?
It was fun. It was dope.
Yeah.
Date night. But I mean,
so wait, I'm confused. So wait, are patios you're still allowed technically to go because it's outside?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's indoor things, right? So with that actually being said about working out, I want, like, winter's coming, so I don't know how it's gonna work, but I've always wanted to like play tennis.
Right? Tennis. Why tennis?
I've just always thought tennis was cool. I know how to play. Like, I know the rules of it. I've just never actually like played it. But like to me, tennis looks like a full body workout.
Yeah.
All right. So I was like, let me look for like a tennis court in Hamilton. See if they offer like, if they have outdoor ones, which one of them I found that do. But I was like, that could be a cool way to work out. But with winter, I don't know how it would work.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be super limited in that.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, for me right now, like I know. The only thing right now that I can do that's like a full body workout is swimming, which is great because I can just do that at work on my off rotation. So that's like a full body workout, and it'll be something at least consistent that I can try to do. But yeah, no, I was looking on Amazon to like buy like weights for home, just to at least, because I don't want to start losing the muscle and stuff that I've already built. I hate that, especially because I work so hard for it. I really would rather not do that.
Do push-ups, fam.
Well, that I'm going to start doing.
Get a jail body.
Yeah, just be
all top.
I'm going to go to
no
prison.
Bottom.
No bottom.
You just got shoulders that just like, you can't fit through the door no more.
Nah, I don't want to get to the point where I can't scratch my own butt. Do you remember when we went to Shoppers and we saw that guy? I don't know if you remember this. We were driving.
We've been friends for years. I don't know. Like, we probably seen a lot of guys at Shoppers.
Well, there was this one, like, big, like, super muscular guy. And, like, this guy's shoulders were, like, the wide shoulders. Like, he couldn't fit through the door. Like, you had to go ankle. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to get to the point where I can't wipe my own butt or I can't scratch my own butt.
Yeah,
I can't
nah,
I don't want to get to that point. That's too much.
That's a no for me.
And it looked, and his body was like a triangle, so it's like all top and then nothing bottom.
Exactly.
It's not appealing.
I mean,
what do you think goes through the minds of people who do that? What are they like?
Of that body?
Yeah.
I think it's an addiction. I think it's unhealthy.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Okay, you ever watched that documentary on Netflix about
which one?
Oh, what's it called? Like Iron something. And it's about bodybuilders.
I don't think so.
Okay, but these guys are like huge. But like just like big for no reason, right?
Yeah.
And they're like the competitive ones. And it shows like basically like it follows their days.
Okay.
Bro, to me, I'm like, that's an obsession. Like the way that they live their life, it's like you live just to look a certain way. Right? And to me, that's about as unhealthy as the opposite. At least mentally. I don't know physically how unhealthy it is, but mentally, I don't think it's healthy. To be that obsessed with your body.
Like a vanity thing, you think?
I don't think it's vanity per se.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain. Like if anybody's watched it, maybe they might get what I'm saying, but like it's just this weird obsession with like maybe it's vanity. I don't know.
I'll look at it. Yeah, I'll check that up because I could never get to the point where my sole focus in life was like my body.
Yeah.
That just like, again, I could be because I've never been around it, but that just doesn't make sense in my head. Like I can't just, every last ounce of my body is like meticulously taken care of in terms of like muscle. That's too much.
Yeah, I want to enjoy life.
Right?
Like the guys in that documentary don't seem like they enjoy life.
Well, yeah, because you're waking up every day, making sure you're taking the right caloric intake. You're eating almost constantly to maintain muscle mass. You're lifting, and then it just does not seem fun.
But when it becomes your job, though, and I think it sucks for the guys at like the very top.
Yeah,
because they have to keep it. Like that's where that's their income, though.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Yep. I get that.
Nah.
But yeah. I mean, now that today, because we're recording this on a Wednesday, today's the first day that passports are now in effect. That's fun. So everybody's been going one way or the other in terms of like the craziness of it. Like either people are getting really pissed off that the passports are happening, and then people are saying that like it's dumb. So I read this story, and the tagline writes, Canadian police seek man who allegedly punched a nurse for vaccinating his wife. What? So a man confronted a female nurse at a pharmacy in Quebec and realized that this person, like this nurse, vaccinated his wife without his authorization. And like,
did she have her authorization?
Well, that's
I don't think his authorization matters.
That's what I mean. So like he came and then he literally like clipped this chick and punched her, and now
it wasn't even a male nurse.
No, it's a female nurse. Bruh. So the man confronted the female nurse on Monday morning in the office of a pharmacy in the city of Sherbrooke, where she was assigned to administer vaccines. And then our suspect went directly into the office and began to yell at the nurse. The man appeared to be shocked that his wife was vaccinated at the pharmacy without his authorization, and then he hit the nurse in the face.
Let's dissect this.
Okay.
Before we dissect, you know what? I think this is the last episode we should talk about the vaccine. I feel like I'm so sick of this conversation.
When I'm going through and trying to find stories, every other story is about the vaccine.
Man.
And I'm just like, I can't talk about it.
I feel like we got to give hope to the people, Eliott. We got to give them something to distract them from the mess of the world.
All right.
You feel me?
I feel you, but I mean,
I like the fact that I can like say things and react And you don't know how I'm reacting?
Nope. Until I actually start editing this, and then I'll see how you react.
Yeah. Okay, but dissecting that story.
Yeah.
You said that he said he was upset because the nurse didn't have his permission to vaccinate his wife.
The nurse, the
dude, the guy that punched the nurse.
The nurse didn't have authorization to vaccinate his wife
from him.
I think exactly because I don't think he gave permission for his wife to get vaccinated.
Right? I don't know about doctors and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they can't just stick you with something. So I'm pretty sure that she had to be okay it, right?
Yeah.
Right? But I'm just saying. He was mad that he wasn't told whatever, right?
Yeah.
But the fact that he's mad about that, does it surprise you he beat up a female nurse?
Well, I mean, the fact that he said without his authorization.
That's what I mean.
Like she's a person. She can choose if she wants to get it.
He sounds like a type. We all know the type I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. Why you gotta punch a woman? Well, now the cops are looking for her. I know, but the cops are looking for him for like
assault.
For assault, literally. I don't know why I was trying to read the article to see if there was a specific like charge. But there are they say this guy has short dark hair, dark eyes, thick eyebrows, and a tattoo resembling a cross on his hand.
Is it upside down?
If it is, it makes sense.
Depending on what side of him you're standing on.
So I don't know. But everyone's getting wild. I think I saw on 6buzz today like a group of protesters literally charged into LA Fitness to be like, well, we're gonna go work out and we're gonna do stuff. So like it's getting crazy.
Like why? Like why? I don't get it. Like one thing we were talking about at the restaurant yesterday was how I think one of the biggest issues, we were talking with the server.
Okay.
We were talking about how one of the biggest issues for all this is it's a new mandate that goes for everything. But let's talk about restaurants, for example. You got 15-year-old hosts and hostess having to frontline these new mandates.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. Because then you got wild 40-year-olds who are upset and like, you know?
And they're going to take it out.
And they're going to take it out on a 15-year-old, and that kid's just like, I'm just trying to get a check, fam. Like,
yeah.
I don't get paid enough. I don't care enough to deal with this right now.
Yep.
Like, why? Like, you can work out somewhere else. There was a time when people were fit without dumbbells. Like,
gyms were not a thing for a while.
You can go, go work out outside.
Lift jugs of water.
If I had bread, you know what I would do? I would open my own gym, but it'd be outdoors, like Muscle Beach.
Yeah, that's actually that's actually not a bad idea.
Anybody that has like money and can do that,
sponsor it up or start your own thing.
No, just cut me in. Like I just want to be a partner. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Find a space that you can build a gym that's outside.
Yeah. Did you see hang on, let me pull this up. Somebody said something really ironic that I saw on Instagram. It was about the how the passport's happening. Because again, not a lot of people are not in agreement with it, which is again not surprising in the slightest. But right here. It says nope, that's not it. Where did they put it? Hang on, I'm just running through my notes right here. But it was something very ironic I kind of read, which I don't know. Okay, so Anthony Fury tweeted this out, and he said, because now that we have the COVID passports and vaccines, and you need to do that to be in a safe environment, he tweeted out, he said, why didn't Ontario also end its strict mask mandate policy today? It's plain silly that rather embarrassing to have to show your vaccine passport only to have yourself oh my gosh, I can't read today. Okay, let me start again. Why didn't Ontario also end its strict mask mandate today? It's plain silly and rather embarrassing to have to show your vaccine passport, only to then have to mask up in a place full of only vaccinated people.
I don't know, fam.
He's not wrong. Because technically, like, the threat for vaccinated people are the non-vaccinated. By that logic or standard.
Here's the thing for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But you can't do anything about it.
I know. So it's like, I come to the point where
it's like, okay, all right. I saw something that said it's going to be temporary. So I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if it's going to be true. If it is, sweet, I'll wait it out.
Yeah. Again, I don't agree with it, but I get it.
I don't agree with it. I made my choice. I'm not going to now argue with all the things that don't make sense to me. It is what it is. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things, now, because it's not just restaurants, it's movies too. So like movies took kind of a big hit too with that.
Yeah. I've been watching Netflix, fam. It's all good.
But you're going to miss like Spider-Man.
No, I'm not. Disney Plus.
No, they're not going to drop it on the same day.
I don't care.
The one person I'm actually like really like, I don't know how he's gonna do this is Andreas. Andreas loves Spider-Man.
I do too.
Spider-Man.
Yo, I went through that whole the game. The
PS5 version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love it. Like Spider-Man's always been my favorite, but like I don't care that much. Like if I missed it on the premiere or not.
Andreas does. He cares. I know he does. He says he doesn't, but he does.
Doesn't Disney Plus? They give you early access.
They do for certain movies, not for all of them. And because this is like, and they only did that because, like, for example, like Black Widow or the other movies, it's because we were still in lockdown and movies weren't open. So that's why they did that. So now, because things are open and US is the majority of where they make their money, they're gonna make it exclusively only in theaters, and then they'll move it over to Disney Plus in like 2 months, probably. So if you're willing to wait out the spoilers,
you think they're gonna do that, but Disney is a company at the end of the day, and the amount of people who are not vaccinated, they're losing a lot of money.
Yeah, but in Canada, in the US, I'm pretty sure you can go to the theaters and you don't have to be vaccinated.
The passports are in the US already, I think.
In certain states, not all of them.
Either way, that's a lot of money you're losing.
Yeah. But one of the movies I'm super excited to see is the new James Bond movie.
I've never watched James Bond in my life.
What? Why?
I don't know.
Dude, I'm so mad. Oh, why?
Why?
That
why
just
is that
frustrated
upsetting?
me. Dude, because James Bond is such an amazing series of films. I love James Bond. Oh my gosh, you've just frustrated me.
It's never interested me.
Why?
I don't know.
All right, well, anyways, the new one is supposed to come out.
Are there black people in it?
When is it? Okay, we're going to talk about this. It's supposed to drop October 8th in theaters. It's been delayed like a solid year and a half, like close to 2 years. And they introduced new characters in the film because this is Daniel Craig's last film as James Bond. Because
James Bond is 007, right?
Yes, 007.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is his last time as that, as portraying Bond before they cast a new one. So everybody's kind of been talking about it. Like who's going to be the next James Bond?
Wasn't it supposed to be Idris Elba?
Idris Elba, I would love to see Idris Elba as a James Bond. That'd be so sick. Like an older, grittier James Bond.
But isn't that a thing? Am I tripping?
No. They originally rumored it, but nothing has been set in stone for that.
Oh.
So they haven't cast anything yet. They're just trying to get through this. But Daniel Craig, the actual James Bond, because he's now doing the press junkets and whatever, and was talking about how he believes James Bond should not be a woman. And
they're making James Bond a woman.
So a lot of people have been wanting that. A lot of people have said, why? Like, James Bond has been a man from like since Sean Connery and then to Pierce Brosnan and whatever, etc. And so now, because he's done, they're thinking, oh, why not a James Bond, but as a female, like a female James Bond? The reason why they say this is because, I
have a problem with that.
I do too. And we'll get into that. So like one of the new characters in this new movie, I apologize if I'm not saying this name correctly, Lashana Lynch. She's one of the first black females who's playing a 00. She's not 007, but she's a 00 in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And so the reason why, because they saw that in the trailer and they're like, oh, she looks awesome as that character. If she can do that, I'm sure we can have a James Bond female. And
but
so
it wouldn't be James Bond though.
It wouldn't. Exactly. So Daniel Craig was interviewed and he pretty much just said, like someone asked, like, why, like, do you think James Bond should be played by a female? And he said, why should a woman play James Bond when there should be a part just as good as James Bond, but for a woman?
That exactly. Why does it have to be like, James Bond?
Right?
Why can't it just be like, I don't know, a female character in the James Bond world?
Exactly. Right. So like,
I'm not a fan. I feel like they're doing that a lot nowadays. I think it's silly to use the inclusion card on fictional characters that are iconic.
Agreed.
To me, it's silly. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, why? I'll give you an example. You know how they're doing the live action Little Mermaid?
Yes, and Ariel is
they casted Hailey Bailey, right?
Yes,
Hailey Bailey, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
To me, that's not Ariel.
No,
because growing up, I've just always known Ariel to be this redheaded mermaid that's white.
Yeah.
Now for her, great, kudos, like that's awesome. You got the role. I'm not hating on it. To me, I don't see the point of making it like it's a fictional character. It's already a character. You know? I feel like when it comes to historical things where people are using like real life stories, they like to then cast not the right people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you remember what was it, Prince of Egypt or the Kings of Egypt or whatever?
Gods,
whatever
Exodus,
it was,
Gods and
right?
Kings, Christian Bale, Joel Edgerton, two white people playing Moses and Ramesses.
I think the same way you shouldn't do that because that's not true to the story. Don't change the fictional character. Let it be what it is.
Yeah. And I think that's even more of an argument for fictional characters because I'm like, if you just create your own.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
I don't understand why you, like, to me, it doesn't make sense.
I agree.
It doesn't stress me out the way some people care that much.
Yeah.
But I'm like, just let it be what it is.
Well, exactly. Like, for example, I'm a big movie buff. I love movies. I do not care really who is playing what when it comes to a non-fiction when it comes to a fiction story. Like, I don't care if you're a male, female, black, white. I don't care. Movies are very like, you're either a good actor or you're not a good actor. That's what it comes down to for me. And I don't see the point to have specific roles filled based on societal standards. I don't see the.
I do to an extent. Do
you mean it in representation?
Yeah, like let's not just only cast one black person in a movie. Like let's make it diverse for all races. But I'm just talking about like the fictional characters. leave them alone. I think the Hulk should be purple this year. Why? Like, I don't understand. Why?
Yeah.
Create your own fictional character.
Yeah. Like, for example, like the new Batman movie that's coming out. What's it? With Robert Pattinson. I don't know if you see like the cast of it. James Gordon. Jim Gordon is played by Jeffrey Wright, who's a black guy.
I don't know who
so
that is.
That's he's not white. So they cast a different person as it. And in comics, Jim Gordon is white. But again, I don't have a problem with that because it's a fiction story, but it's a good actor portraying
to me,
James Gordon.
I don't care about that because he's a B-list character.
Okay.
Like Jim Gordon to me is not Batman.
No, what do you mean?
So like,
okay.
Like,
I got what you mean. I get it.
So like, don't make Batman don't make don't make Batman black. You know what I mean? I don't care about
don't make black man black.
Don't make black
done.
man black. No, don't make Batman black.
Oh,
because
my
it's
gosh.
Batman. We all know he's white. You know?
Yeah.
Character like Green Lantern. Pick whichever one you choose. There's two versions of them in the comic.
I love Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart is my favorite Green Lantern.
Whatever. But Jim Gordon, to me, he's a support role to me. So sure, take that chance to flip it. I don't care on that. But I'm talking about like the iconic characters, the main characters.
Okay, let's change it to the argument of, let's say, for example, James Gordon, but in this universe, it's a woman. I don't see the need for that.
I don't care. I feel the same.
Really?
I feel the same way.
Really? I don't see the need for it.
Okay, so do you think gender swaps is more significant than race swaps?
No, I equate all the same thing.
So you don't want a black Jim Gordon.
Oh, okay. No. I get what you mean. Get what you mean. Yeah, no. In those situations, I don't care. Like when it comes to race of people, I don't care. When it's like specific characters who have been built as a specific gender or sex from the start, keep it like that. Why you gotta change it to be like edgy and cool? That don't make sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? I get it. Like for example, in the Batman movie, Zoe Kravitz is playing Catwoman. She's black. So I'm like, I don't care. But like, I love her as an actor. She's a great actor. I don't really care.
Before I got into Batman, I thought Catwoman was black because of the Halle Berry one.
Oh, Halle Berry.
Yeah.
That's right. That was a horrible movie.
It was trash. It was so bad.
Awful. So yeah, I do not think that James Bond, because again, James Bond, the character, can't really be portrayed by a woman.
I don't know. I've never seen the series. I would assume so.
Like James Bond is a smooth talker who can get all the women, who does that. Like it does. Like I feel like that's not really what, if a woman were to play what James Bond is, could do it properly.
So you're saying women can't smooth talk, Eliott?
James Bond as a fictional character, I don't think a woman could do it.
Why not? You think women are not as good as men, Eliott?
You're baiting me here. You're fun. You're funny. No, again, create the character for yourself. Like,
I agree.
For example, what was her name? Lashana Lynch. Make a spinoff for her because she's a new 00. Create a new 00, but make her that person.
I agree.
But keep James Bond the same. Like, I don't understand why you gotta fill roles for the sake of filling them.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
How do you feel about reboots? Specifically, they're doing a reboot of Fresh Prince.
Yes, I saw that. And it's like, what? It's a prequel, right? Like it's a young cast, correct?
I don't think it's just a reboot.
Oh, okay. I'm torn. I'm very, actually, do you know what? For the majority, I go in with very low expectations with reboots.
I don't like reboots.
Okay.
I think let it be what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But
I think the idea is like, oh, we want every generation to experience, you know, like whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's possible because Fresh Prince is what it was because of the time. Like, there's too many factors, right?
Mhm.
The time that it was aired in, the demographic of people at the time, the lack of other shows, like all that stuff, right? Is what
Mhm.
made Fresh Prince with Will so iconic. I feel like rebooting it now, it doesn't make sense to me because we live in a different world. So they're going to have to add in all those things that the world is okay with now, or that we want to see now.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not the same thing.
See, I'm torn because do you think that actually, you know what? I'm torn because again, I go in with very low expectations, but I have been surprised by reboots because there are some reboots that are very good. Now, okay, my question is to you. Do you consider franchise reboots?
What do you mean?
Or is that just like, so for example, like the like original Batmans to like the George Clooney Batman to Val Kilmer, so like all the cheesy ones, but then we got Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins and then The Dark Knight, which in my opinion is probably the best superhero movie of all time. It's so good.
I think the reason
And then we
that's
got
different.
those.
I think the reason that's different is because they are movies or TV shows made off of something else.
What do you
So,
mean?
like-
Explain. What would be the difference then of Fresh Prince?
Fresh Prince wasn't a comic book that people loved before.
Oh, got it. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
we all love Batman because Batman is Batman from the
Mhm.
comic books, right? They took the Batman from the comic books and put him onto a movie, which is why you can do
Mhm.
so many different TV shows of Batman or different movies and have different scenarios because Batman is the comic book character,
Got it.
right? Fresh Prince is Fresh Prince.
Mhm.
What we love about Fresh Prince is that he is Fresh Prince, right? So
Yeah,
to me, it would be like rebooting Batman, but creating a new comic now and changing everything about Batman. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I get it.
So I'm just like, I think when it comes to sitcoms or like film or entertainment that is not based off of anything else, let it just be what it was. Because look at Lion King,
Oh, I hated the reboot.
right? Because
Thought it was awful.
for the time, we all loved Lion King.
Yeah.
The songs were on point. It was new. We weren't expecting anything from it,
Mhm.
right? Remaking it, we're expecting it to touch us the way it originally did,
Correct.
but it didn't, right? Like I think they go into it making this idea like, oh, we have to get that feeling again.
Yeah.
You know, you don't
Yep.
you don't think about that when you're just making something. Like
Yeah.
imagine a reboot of Friends. I don't think it would go
Yeah.
the same. I'm just saying.
No.
I don't think so.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And I think, for example, like there are a lot of shows that like, because it was made in that time, you could have made it. You can't make it in this time.
Mm-mm.
Right? Like
I
'cause
watched-
whether it was like, go ahead.
I watched Friends for the first time in the past few weeks with Priya because she loves that's
Yeah.
her favorite show of all time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jokes in there that wouldn't fly today.
Well, exactly.
Lots of gay jokes.
Yeah.
Lots of trans jokes. Like lots of stuff that doesn't fly
Yeah.
in the age we live in.
Yeah.
So
Because everybody would take offense to it.
yeah. So just let
Yep,
it be
that's
what it is.
Yep.
I think it's funny though. Nobody's ever canceled Friends though.
It's like The Office too.
I just
The
wanna
Office
throw that in
is
there.
Yeah, it's true. The Office, crude humor. Like Michael Scott, he's like the bumbling manager of like the paper company. He is super offensive. Like
Mhm.
again, he says very stereotypical, close to racist stuff. Like he makes gay jokes, all this stuff. Like but because it was made in that time, and because we know he's just an idiot making those comments, it's a timeless show. People watch it. People are cool with it. But even like Steve Carell came out and said, the guy who played Michael Scott, he's like, I don't think a reboot would work because everybody would just get offended by everything I would say going forward.
Yep.
And he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
I just find it funny that like, you know, the Twitter people that will dig into
Yeah.
celebrities past from 10 years ago
when a
and
show
be
like
like, we're gonna
this
cancel you because you
exists.
said this. But a show like Friends or The Office,
Yeah.
nobody. Okay.
Yeah. I agree. Like, I'm not a fan of reboots, and I hold it in like, again, I go in with very minimal expectations for a reboot because majority of the time it does let me down. But I don't think that it can't work. Like, do you know what? I think it works better with movies instead of TV shows. I have way more faith. I've never seen, in my
I think it
opinion, a
depends
reboot.
on the movie.
Correct. But I think that it's been very rare occasions that reboots actually work.
I don't think it works for iconic things.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the reason it doesn't work on most occasions is because the things you're trying to reboot are the iconic things.
Yeah, like, I mean, again, there are a few iconic movies you probably wouldn't know. Like, for example, 3:10 to Yuma was probably a better reboot. True Grit, The Magnificent Seven, those are great reboots. They worked. And they're based off of timeless old movies. So there are instances where it does work.
Are those movies based off of something else, though?
No,
I
don't think
based
so.
off like books or something?
But technically, a lot of movies are based off books. A lot of them.
But that goes back to my point, though. Like, that's what I mean. Like, certain things
okay. Yeah.
that shouldn't get rebooted are the things that were never based off of something else.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I feel like making a movie off of a book or a comic or a whatever is different than this is just an original idea. You know?
Yeah, I get that. That's fair. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see where, because I mean, we talked about reboots and then the James Bond stuff. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. I'm excited to see the James Bond movie.
I probably won't watch it.
I mean, you can't without the vaccine, so probably.
Eliott,
even when it comes out, I feel like you wouldn't watch
don't
it.
let me put you on blast right now. Actually, I'm going to put you on blast right now. This guy, Eliott, is the plug for bootleg movies, okay?
That is very true.
So I don't know why he's talking about I can't see the movie. I'm going to text you. What do you mean?
That is very true. I do not do anything illegal. Just keeping that out there. Anyways.
You know what I wanted to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
It's a little deeper than just like movies.
Okay.
I feel like we haven't had like a deep conversation in a minute, Eliott.
Okay.
So here's my
let's do
thought,
it.
okay?
All right, let's do it.
I want to talk about men. So ladies, if you're listening, just listen, but we're going to talk about the dudes for a sec.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to talk about men. And do you think that us as men do a good job at being friends with other men?
Interesting. That's a really deep question.
Mm-hmm.
I got to think about that.
Like, do you think that we are, like, do you think your guy friends really know you? Do you think you are owed something by your friends? Do you feel like you owe your friends something? Do you feel like you are a good friend as a man?
That's a really good question. Wow.
Because I feel like in 2021, I feel like it's hard to be friends with all the influence around, at least.
To your first question that you asked is that as men, have we been good friends to other men? Was your question correct?
Yeah, like, so like, let me break it down a little bit more.
Okay.
The friendship I have with my wife started from a place of friendship that was like very vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
You share certain things that are personal, are deep. It's just a little bit easier to open up to a woman about it. I think because us as men, we're just not used to being that vulnerable with each other. So that's why I asked, do you think we as men do a good job and I'll say in general because I'm not gonna speak specifically to me or anybody. But
Mhm.
as men in our society today, do you think we do a good job of being good friends to other men? Or are we just like surface?
I think that it is a lot of surface.
I think so too.
And yeah, and I think the reason why is because for men, we're able to just function with surface.
Are we though?
I think if we had to if there was nothing else and I think if there was we knew there wasn't gonna be like that vulnerability, we'd still be able to function with that surface. Like I don't think it's and I don't know where that comes from. I really don't. But I think it's
when
just
you say
instilled in a
function
lot
though,
of
what do you mean?
like if I'm going to work
Mhm.
and like I'm with hanging out with this guy and we know each other, but there's like no level of vulnerability with each other, we're still able to function as like workers, as just people.
Oh yeah, like women can do that too. But are you happy though?
But see, that's the difference. I think the guys are less likely to actually speak up about that.
Like what good is being able to function if you're not living?
Yeah, I agree, and
You know?
I don't know where that. I really don't know where that comes from.
I think it comes from society, media. Men have to be tough.
Do you think that's still a thing?
Okay, I think so personally. I think I do my best personally as me to be intentional with my friendships. But
Yeah.
I do think it's a thing. If somebody randomly asked you right now and said, "Tell me about your friends,"
Mhm.
talking about the guys, what could you say? And I don't mean expose somebody, but do you think you would have anything to really say?
To maybe
You can use me as an example, okay? If someone said,
Yeah,
if someone said to you, just tell me about EJ. What is EJ like? What
yeah, I would be able to answer that question.
you think so?
I think so. For you, and here is why, at least for me, I can do that. Like, that's actually a really good question. I can do that with maybe you and two other people. I'm excluding my brothers because my brothers are family. I can do that with them, whatever.
Mhm.
But in terms of friends, I can do that with probably three people. The reason why is to what you were saying was the lack of vulnerability, I guess, with everyone else.
So
I'm okay with being vulnerable. I'm just because I got trust issues.
why?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's the environment I'm around where I see people talk about everybody's stuff
Mhm.
like it's their business. I have trust issues when talking with people because I don't know if what I say is going to be mouthed off by another person or to another person and so on and so forth. And again, that's not just specifically for guys specifically, but it's for everybody. I just don't really do that with people that I work with or I'd love to. It's just I don't know. Oh, it's just tough. I don't know where to actually like start that.
Interesting. Okay.
Because yeah, I don't know. I think just like again from high school into being by myself, like in terms of just growing up and whatnot, I've just been around a lot of people that just have loose lips,
Mhm.
and because of that, I didn't really have people around I could talk to about stuff in my life or say things because I'm thinking, well, everybody's gonna know.
Okay.
Right? So
well,
meeting
well,
for
well, let's not talk about like the like relationships that are not legit.
okay,
Let's talk about like our good friends.
okay, all
How
right, let's do that
well
then.
do you think we really know are homies. Like I know if someone asked you to describe me, you could. But do you know what I struggle with?
Yeah.
Do you?
That's a no. But I'm saying, yeah, that's a good question.
That's
and
what
honestly, I feel like, yeah. Like do you know what the perfect reminder of this is?
What?
Is you remember when I came to your place and I said I had to go because I promised something about watching a movie.
Yeah.
And then you got frustrated, and then this. Okay, so I'll break this story down.
I think it's a great story.
It is. It's very much so. So this is like a month ago.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take, whatever. What happened is that I came and I texted EJ just letting him know I'm gonna come up and record whatever, and then I'm gonna have to dip early because this was a Saturday, and I'm like, I have to go because I said I had to go watch a movie or whatever.
He didn't tell me that at first.
Oh, that's right. I didn't say that at first, and I knew that.
You stayed over, actually. You stayed over the night before.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Yes, you're right. Yeah, I told him, I'm like, I'll stay tonight, and then I have to leave early tomorrow. I didn't specify why. I just said I had to leave early.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we did that and whatnot, and it started getting later in the evening, or later in the afternoon. Ben came over, and we were all hanging out, and I had to say, hey, I had to go. And then EJ started asking me, well, why? Can't you just stay? It's like, why you have to go? It's like, well, I promised my brothers I have to go watch a movie with them. And he's like, well, you can do that another time. The movies ain't going nowhere.
Hold on. Let me give context before you make me sound like some little...
No. Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay. The reason we were asking Eliott to stay was because we knew the time he wanted to leave was rush hour.
Yes.
Right? So we knew... Knowing, like, me and Priya, we travel to Barrie all the time. We know what rush hour is like coming back. So we knew that he just wouldn't make his movie anyways. Right? So we were like, yeah, like you're not going to make it anyways. Either, like, leave right now. Because I think it was, like, what? It was before rush hour. We're like, you got to leave, like, right now or, like, at 7. And you wanted to leave at 3. Right? Remember?
Yeah.
Right? So that's why we were asking him to stay. But Eliott was like, nah, I promised him, kind of thing. So continue.
Yeah. So basically what happened after was we would decide to go get food and whatnot. And what was it? Tall Tree, right?
Tall Tree. One of the great, if any of you guys come to Hamilton, get Tall Tree.
Yeah. You gotta go get Tall Tree. But okay.
Oh, let's snap. Hold on.
What is happening? I just keep DCing in here.
Are you here? Are you back?
I'm back.
Guys, he just cut out from the call. I don't know what just happened.
Well, I'm assuming because it's raining. That's what I'm assuming.
You got that? Anyways, you got that broke people Wi-Fi?
I got that broke people Wi-Fi. It's not my Wi-Fi because everybody else is on it.
We gonna leave this clip in because he just disappeared from my headset. I don't know what just happened. But he's back.
Anyways, what happened is we were gonna go get Tall Tree and whatnot, but before that, they started saying that like you can't do this, but I'm like, I'm trying to go. EJ I could see it in his face. He looked very frustrated that like I was leaving like the limited time that we had to go with my brothers who I see almost every day. And then after that, again, as our friendship usually goes, there's a lot of back and forth and whatnot, but there's a lot of like stuff said towards me.
We roasted him.
You roasted me because I was leaving. And so I was like, when that stuff happens, I get very quiet. I kind of retract back into myself and I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to sit in silence and whatnot because I really would rather not engage with this. And so we went to Tall Tree and whatnot and we got our food. And then we were sitting in the car and what happened after that? We kind of just like confronted the situation.
Okay. I'm going to bring it back a bit and talk from my perspective, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So part of, I'll tell you why we got to roasting Eliott. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So normally, all the squad, our friend group, lives in
Mhm.
Barrie, right? Until I got married and Priya lives with me now, I was the only person in Hamilton. So I
Mhm.
would always see the snaps of like the squad hanging out, doing whatever without me, right? And like I didn't think anything too much of it. But because of that, I would always like drive up to hang out, always leave late, stay late to hang out with my people.
Yeah.
So when Eliott came over, I was like, dang, like in my head, I'm like, dang, this is cool. Like someone's coming to see me for once, right? This is awesome. So when we were telling Eliott about traffic, whatever, and he was saying like, I promised them whatever. So I'm like, I didn't think anything too much of it because I'm like, okay, like it's not that deep, right?
Yeah.
But I felt the ways about it because I'm like, dang, like I'm always missing out on the fun. And it's like when they come see me, they're only here for like a little bit. And I think it wasn't necessarily just that, but it's like the way Eliott was responding. Right? So it was like lot like my reaction was based off of his tone. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was very like nonchalant. So I'm like, bro, like just stay, come on, whatever, right? And Eliott would be like, shrug, whatever. I'm not thinking in the moment like he's feeling whatever, but like just the shrug to me is like, wow, like you don't care about me. That's messed up, right? So in jest, it wasn't like super serious, but we started roasting.
No, not at all. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But me, Priya, and Ben, we started roasting, and it's like becomes like mom mentality, right? I didn't think anything too deep of it, but it became a little bit awkward now because we're like, dang, like you're actually gonna leave, like you're actually gonna head into traffic and not make your movie, right? And Elliott's just quiet because he doesn't like to get roasted like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like actually awkward, but it's two sides of the coin. He's like, dang, I don't like to get roasted like this or feel attacked like this, whatever. And I'm like, dang, my friend can't even just cancel a plan for me.
Right.
So we get to Tall Tree now. And this is where I say I'm very intentional about friendships. Cause I think normally if guys have like the headbutt, you just sweep it under the rug. Like you said, function until we forget about it and it's like, okay, whatever. So we're in the car and I was like, Eliott, let's like have like a real conversation for a second.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I explained what I felt. I was like, yo, like, it's not you actually leaving that's the issue. It's the response. It's the way, it's the way in which you're responding. It's giving me the vibe like you don't care. Right? Because to me, I'm sharing with you. I'm like, dang, bro, like, I want you to stay. Like, come, like, hang out with us, right? And when your response is meh, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, like, you really don't care. Well, then fluff you, like, you know? Right? But on the same side, he explains his side, and he's like, well, Eliott shuts down when he gets roasted like
so
that.
like the way I explained it was like, well, again, I didn't realize in the moment that that's how he felt because I thought the way I explained it was, well, no, I stayed already and I have to go and I made a promise, but not realizing that to him, it comes off like I don't care. And that's not how he intended it to be. But as you said, the other side of the coin was like when people start doing that, and we talked about this after too. We had like a deep talk.
He ended up staying the whole day.
Yeah. The reason why is because like for a lot of my like high school and then going out of high school, I always just took it and not said anything and like repressed it and whatnot. And I didn't like it sucked, but it sucked even more when it's like my actual friends and I'm still taking this and I'm like, oh, okay, now like why am I getting this? I assumed that like in my friendship, at least with the people I know, I wouldn't have to deal with this.
Mhm.
So that's where I was coming from, being like, well, I didn't really appreciate the mini roast session I got.
And see,
right?
I'm very big on love languages.
Yes.
I've heard a lot of guys say like that's a girl concept, whatever. I don't agree. Everybody needs love.
Do not either.
We all receive love in different ways. So
Yep.
I'm very big on like being aware of mine and other people's. So I asked Eliott in that moment because I don't think I've ever asked you what your love language was, right? So I was like,
I think we talked about it, but you never asked me specifically.
We've talked about it as like in like whatever in passing,
yeah,
but never directly, right? So I was like, Eliott, what's your actual love language? Because in my head, I'm guessing, like based on this interaction, I'm kind of guessing what it is. But what did you say? You said words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation is mine.
I didn't know that, right? To me, I don't care about words of affirmation. Like I can do something dope, and you could be like, "Yo, like that's dope. Like you're sick, whatever." I'd be like, "All right, cool." Like I appreciate it, but I don't. I'm an acts of service guy.
You're acts of service,
right?
Yes, I know.
So
that.
Again, to me, it's like, dang, you can't even stay for me.
Yeah.
Right. And then in response, and then I think just me in general, like growing up, black people, you just like to roast each other. It's just part of the gig.
Yeah. No, right? Absolutely.
And also normally we just roast everybody in general, right? Yep. But in that moment, we start roasting Eliott and not knowing or not thinking about the fact that words of affirmation are his love language. So in a situation like this, dang, like I'm like breaking this guy down, So like I had to like step out for a second and be like, okay, let's like address each other and legit like address each other, not to be right, but to understand.
Correct.
And we end up having a whole discussion about it and all that stuff in our friendship. And it was good. I think it was great.
It was fantastic.
I don't think us as guys have those kind of conversations often.
Agreed.
Especially in like heat of a moment of something. But I think it was important. I think we handled it dope.
I think we did too. Like I was very surprised because I think for all guys, we all imagine having conversations like that, but it's actually initiating it is the difference. Like we all think about it as like, oh, I want to say this and like let's talk about it, but very few guys actually take the time to be like, all right, we're doing this. We're actually initiating this conversation. Let's put it out on the table. Let's talk about what we're feeling.
I feel like that's one of my strong suits, though.
It is very much so.
I'm a straight shooter. I'll just be like, this is what it is. We're going to discuss this or nobody's leaving the room at all.
Exactly, right? So it was and I do you know where I think it comes from? I think it comes from a level of potentially too much comfortability. Where you feel like you can do a lot of the stuff and maybe not think about what other people are feeling because you know this person for so long.
Right, exactly. I think
people get lost in that, right? Like that.
Yeah.
Because I've known you for so long that I feel like I can just do whatever and not think about how you're either receiving what I'm doing or that I don't really have to put effort in trying to learn or understand.
I don't think it's fully like I don't have to put in effort because I think we all in our hearts want to put in effort. I think it's just like a legit ignorance of like being aware of the fact that dudes have emotions, I think society tells us that all guys have to be hard. Right? So it's like if you feel offended by something, get over, like toughen up, whatever. When in reality, that's not the case. Like if you're hurt, say that so your friends can be there to help you,
Do you know what I think? I sort of agree, but I also disagree. I think that today it's like prominent for guys to be like, guys don't need to be tough anymore. You can do that. But I think it doesn't matter.
I think that's the narrative. I don't think it's the reality.
Agreed. That's what I mean. In reality, guys still don't believe any of that. A lot of guys don't believe that. A lot of guys are just like, well, you say that doesn't mean nothing to me. So I agree. It's a narrative, but I don't think in reality, I think guys are still very tough.
Yeah, because
or at least try to portray it.
Because we have to be.
We have to be, right? And
I don't care.
Where do you think?
I'm sitting here. I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna tell you what I feel. I'm gonna tell you if you hurt me, because it's to me, it's two ways. You hurt me, and I hurt you back. Chances are that's a physical altercation. But you hurt me emotionally, and I tell you, and you don't respond. All right, then let me back away. But I'm not gonna give you the chance to not know.
Well, absolutely, right? Like, and this is why I say guys are able to function, because I think that for guys, as you said, we're easy to just, if something happens, we're heated, but we'll move on, which sometimes is good for the mundane stuff. Mm. But if it's something deep,
I don't think it's beneficial in the long run to be able to just function.
Yeah. Because how are you supposed to actually like process? Right? Like, you're not able to do that. And that's the one thing actually, like, because I think females do that a whole lot better. Because I think they can't like just have something in them and not address it. I see that in a lot of females being
I think they can, but the stigma is not on them really to like it's okay for girls to be emotional, you know? I think the idea.
Oh, okay. So you mean the stigma of emotionals for guys is not really a thing?
Yeah, right. So girls, so girls being emotional or not, whatever. There's no stigma on like, oh, that girl's too, like, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas if a guy's emotional, it's wrong. When we were created with emotions.
Yeah.
Like, what are they there for if I can't use them? You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, I mean, if you want to, like, how do I say this? No, I'm just trying to see like what kind of advice I just say to do that.
Guys,
honestly, just someone's got to just start.
Check on your homies.
Yeah, honestly, just initiate. It's not that difficult, but I think we get in our heads of how difficult it has to be.
I think it just, you have to be vulnerable. You got to have a level of like risk to be like, okay, I'm going to try to share a deep part of me with a friend. Mm-hmm. And I think you have to have a mindset of like, at least once, let me try it once. If they don't do well with it, I won't try it again with them. But don't cut off everybody, you know?
Yeah.
I think each person has to get at least once.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you should, I think everybody should at least have like one or two people like that.
Yeah.
And even if it's like your friend group still, like you have a close-knit friend group, you should at least try to get to know what makes them tick. To
I
an
agree.
Because like you should get.
I don't think anybody really wants to upset their friends.
No,
if you do, you need help.
You just try to start ish. Why are you trying to do that? Stop that.
Therapy.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think it's like a male thing in just general, or it's more like of a Western thing?
I don't know. I can't speak to other parts of the world. I don't know enough to say yes or no. I would assume so. But I don't know.
That it's just a male thing?
I don't know. I think I know for a fact it's a thing, like a Western thing for us.
I think it's a male thing. I think it's just.
If I had to guess, I would agree, but I can't. Like, I don't have enough.
I don't want to say
like, be like, yeah, I know
enough. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's just it's very rare to see, like. And I'm not saying like you have to like wear your emotions like on your sleeve like constantly, just being like this is like who I am.
Don't be out here crying in your phone like Tyrese. Like,
right?
That's not the point.
No. But it's just saying, just learn your friends.
Yeah.
Learn guys.
Learn yourself
like guys
too.
Learn guys. Yeah.
And be and like learn how to express your own feelings about things.
I was about to say, learn how to express when you disagree.
Yeah.
I think that's that is the one thing that
or when you're offended, like legit offended. Not just Like you all know those roast sessions where it gets a little bit too heated.
Yeah.
And like you want to cry. But you know that if you cry, you're a chump now.
Yeah.
But the roast are like they hurt. Like they're getting your heartstrings, bro.
It's real.
I remember those days where I'm like, yo, it's not true. And then you like laugh to like, oh yeah, it's not. Yeah. But deep down you're like, I want them to stop.
Yeah.
We've all been there. Don't lie. I know
everyone's
everyone's been there.
Absolutely. So yeah, I don't know, but I mean, yeah, learn what makes your friend tick,
and listen to your friends when they tell you, when they share with you.
Yeah,
they're legit. Moments.
Yeah, be like if they're trying to be vulnerable with you, be vulnerable with them.
Yeah. Right. It's like
it shows
if
that
they
you're
put
listening.
an egg in your basket, you put an egg in theirs.
That's the egg in the basket,
exactly,
baby.
Fam.
That's what it is.
But if they drop it, it's only one egg.
That's right. It won't hurt. It'll hurt, but not as much if
then losing all your eggs, you know?
Exactly.
OG listeners know what I'm talking about. You remember that episode.
Run it back.
Hey.
Right? But that's it. But anyways, it is time for Question of the Week. Question of the Week.
So, would you rather? Would you rather know how you die?
Oh.
Or when you die?
When.
Really?
Yep. I'd rather know when. The reason why I say when is because if I know an exact date, I can now essentially sort of really like plan my life up until that point. Like if I know this is the day, let's say for example, in 10 years at this date, I'm going to die. By then, I want to do a lot of things before I get to that date.
Okay, but like, if you know how, you can low-key avoid the how.
Okay, hang on. In this scenario, am I dying either way? Because you have to make that clear. How is not going to change the fact that I'm dying. And I'd rather not know how I'm going to. Yeah, but I'd rather not know how I'm dying.
Okay,
I don't want to know because I'll see it coming.
Not necessarily. What if you find out how and it's like, oh, you're going to die from a car accident? All right.
I'd rather not see that car accident happening.
I'm taking the bike from now on.
But that's not the point. What if you get that car clips you on your bike? You died in a car accident.
It is what it is, man.
No, again, I'm a person, I don't want to see things coming. Especially death.
Okay.
Death, I do not want to see coming.
What do you think that last day is going to feel like? When you know the day is here, but you don't know how?
It's probably going to suck, but it'll suck way less than not knowing when that day is going to be.
So I'd rather know because think then it would be more stress to know how and be cautious as opposed to knowing
just
when.
Living life to the fullest.
But then that day comes and you're like, oh my gosh.
I think so.
Interesting.
I think because then I'm just slowly starting to learn how to just like plan and organize.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like when I get to that point and I know the date and the time, I'm just like, I've got this much time to do what I want and then just accept that this is going to happen. Whereas if I don't know, but I know how, like if I know how, I'm just going to be walking every single day thinking that this thing could kill me or this situation could kill me.
But what if it's a rare situation?
I still can't live
like
with
you're
that.
gonna die.
I can't live with the knowing how.
Like you're gonna die from a cruise ship in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. No
boats for me.
No boats for me. No. I think I would choose when. Would you choose how?
I don't know, fam. That's a messed up question. Who asked that?
It is a messed up question.
I'm not supposed to answer my own questions, bro.
Fair enough. Well then, audience question of the week: when or how?
I pick.
What do you think is the worst?
I pick Jesus.
What do you think? I pick Jesus too. He is the way. Hallelujah. What do you think is the worst way to die? I think drowning is the worst way to die.
I agree. I think it's scientifically proven that it's the most painful as well.
Yep. because all the water's filling your lungs, everything's getting full. You're watching essentially your breath leave your body.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that.
No, thank you. Yep. Bullet to the head or a beheading, one of the two. Nothing else. Or old age. The less of the two extremes.
And I don't have an answer for this.
Why you bring up death? Why you bring up death, bro? Trying to live here. You literally said in this episode, let's give the people hope. Question of the week. How you want to die? This guy.
I'm sorry.
This man.
I didn't think this through.
Hey, well, I mean, we're going to find out the answers anyways. But anyways, guys, let us know when we post that. When do you want to know when you want to die or how? And also let us know what you think the worst way to die is. It's probably drowning, but yeah. But I don't know. You feel good about yourself?
What's the best way to die?
Best way to die? It's probably a bullet to the head or a beheading. The quickest. Let's find out. Quickest way to die. This is going to be on my...
I don't know. I feel like just dying in your sleep. Dang, this is dark. I don't want to talk about this no more. Finish it, Eliott. End the episode.
I searched it up and it gave me the suicide hotline.
I made myself sad, guys.
Bruh, I literally searched up quickest way to die and it gave me the suicide hotline. No, I'm not suicidal. Please stop.
Eliott,
no.
End the episode. We need to go pray. Oh my gosh.
Anyways, guys, you brought this up.
I'm sorry. If you have any
if you have any topics, comments, or things you want us to talk about, you can DM us at conflict and interest on Instagram. You can also email us at conflictandinterest@gmail.com. Guys, follow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts as well. Leave a written rating on Apple Podcasts. It really does help boosting promotion and advertising for the show. As well, we are on YouTube. We got full episodes on there. Visual stuff. You can see our dumb reactions and you'll see how we feel about death and everything. Not really fun. As well, we're going to be launching our Patreon very soon. It's got a lot of exclusive stuff, our punishment challenges, reaction videos, our crossover episodes that we plan on doing. So once that's up, we'll put a video out and we'll let you know how to support us in any way. We would really appreciate it. But anyways, that's the end of our episode. EJ, where can they find you at, man?
Instagram. This is Juwan96. And Twitter, but I don't be twittering, so.
You sound so down.
I made myself sad.
I don't know why I feel bad.
I need
you brought it up.
I need some food that's gonna lift me up. I need some.
What would that be?
Porridge.
You said tall tree? Porridge.
Yo, Joel, I know you're listening, fam. Some cornmeal porridge, bro.
Cream of wheat?
Yes.
Oh, man. Cream of wheat.
The Jamaican in me just wants warm food in a bowl, fam. Yeah, but Instagram, Twitter.
Some Milo tea. Yeah, there you go. Oh, gosh. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you guys next week.
Peace out.